Welcome to another episode of Geekmen and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. How's it going?
What's up?
Hi, I'm Zombie.
Barry.
All right.
No,
Very good.
Didn't work. Okay.
No.
I'm trying to channel my inner 5-year-old used car salesman, like my thing on the intro here. So.
Oh boy!
If you had the hoodie, it'd be the Unabomber.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're slowly working our way there.
Right.
So what's new this week?
Well, so I did get something in the mail. It's not toy related.
Good, because I was about to call you out on that.
Yeah, that's Monday night.
But it's comic book related.
Hey, okay, I'll allow it. Ooh.
Nice.
And I got the foil cover, Champion, Miss Fury. Yeah, it is just
Silverline for the win.
Yeah, an amazing comic, and they do so well. It's just amazing. I love it. So I was all excited about that. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna show that, and then I'm like, oh wait, we don't do inside the box. I'm like, I'm doing it anyway.
Nice.
Well, I did get something too.
Nice.
Just came in today.
Ooh,
oh boy.
The stickers.
New sticker. So yeah. I've been messing around with making these little things, and like instead of giving the thumbs up in Messenger, like I saved this little fucker. So so I turned him into a sticker, courtesy of my buds at Sticker Mule.
I don't know what is up with them, but I don't know. I've seen a bunch of garbage on like threads and shit.
I got these little. These were freebies. So
nice.
Yeah, little 4th of July themed.
What do you mean a bunch of garbage on threads?
Oh, just I don't know. They were trying to boycott them, and I don't know why.
Oh, I know. I know. Look. We're not getting political. We don't do that here. It was all because of their political stance on some stuff that had happened. You can go to another channel and look all that stuff up if you're curious about it. We're not going into that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are sitting here with one of the most canceled people in the history of Facebook. So
no politics, no religion, no. So
no, I agree. But
right now.
Yeah, I didn't have any idea that it was about religion or
it was political stuff.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I'm just like, I don't know why people are talking garbage about it.
Here's what I ask myself: do they make a good product? Do I get value from it?
Boom. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I ordered these. So if you're curious about Sticker Mule, these are made of nice vinyl. They're weatherproof. If you want to stick them on one of your vehicles or whatever. They make really good quality stickers. This is a die cut sticker. It's a 3-inch sticker. If you're curious to try them out, send me a message on Instagram. This is my my account here at zombie13.customs, and I will send you my personal link from Sticker Mule for a $10 credit. So, and they also have a sample that you can get. I think it's like 10 stickers for $9 or something. So you can use that you get from my link that I can message you with to give them a shot absolutely free. I mean, I don't even think they charge you shipping for that. So just an option in case you're curious. I fully support them. I
know
love
one
them.
Person who needs the link.
I was running low on these too, so I got these too. Nice. If you go with Sticker Mule, I'll send it to you, man. If you go with Sticker Mule and sign up for their newsletter, they also will send you an email when they do all kinds of special promotions with sales and stuff. I got 50 of these. I got 50 of these, both separate promotion sales, $9 each.
Nice.
So this bundle was $9. The bundle I got from this was $9. Free shipping. 50
Nice.
stickers. That's a hell of a deal.
Hello, Pops. And
Hey, Pops. How
hello,
you doing?
Jessica.
Hey, Jess. So, yeah, that's my shill for this episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule, you get it. And Derry, I know you got something, but we're saving that for Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is toy related. So
Yeah.
But I do want to touch on something toy related. I know I said no, it's another show and all that kind of stuff. But there's only a handful of days left for the sale at Omega Level Toys. So if you go to Dustin, you want to pull up the banner and stuff for it first. If you go here, omegaleveltoys.bigcartel.com, this is what the website looks like here. This is the landing page whenever you get to it. So if you scroll over to the top left, say products, that'll open up this menu, and you come over to Cosmic Legions. You click on that, that will bring you to what is on sale right now. All of these are 20% off. And if you notice, High Warden Slog now says sold out. If you missed out on him, I'm sorry. I did warn you. That stock was low, and he's a hell of a figure.
Yeah.
Everything else is still in stock, though. If you just scroll down, this is Wave 1 and Wave 2 of Cosmic Legions. All 20% off. Every figure you see here. And then at the bottom, they have the accessory sets with the weapons or the hands. A couple of other characters there. There's another weapon set right there. This one's pretty cool. I got this one. So there it is. That's how you get to it. I know I've been talking about it all month. You can also use that code at checkout, free ship 2024 for free shipping.
Absolutely.
And that's all I've got to say about that this week.
All right. All right. We just have another comment. Just got home from Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's awesome. I also saw it this morning, and
I saw the post.
I won't see it till Tuesday.
And I won't see it until it's home release.
We've got a theater here that does on Tuesdays. It's Amstar, but I don't know who it's connected to, like what major company.
Yeah.
But they do any movie before 4 p.m. on Tuesdays is $5, and a drink and popcorn's $5. So we tend to go on Tuesdays and see movies if we go to the theater. So we actually went and saw Twisters on Tuesday, which was really good. I mean, a lot of people had talked about it being good ahead of time, but it's just a movie you go to. It's fun. It's not a rehab. Like what am I trying to think here? Where you redo a movie, the word is
a remake or
whatever.
Over the stuff that's already been done.
It continues on the themes of the first movie. It really shows like the jump in technology between 1996 and 2024 and how they leverage that. Yeah. So it was good. It was entertaining. Just like go in there, turn your mind off, watch a movie and have fun. Like it's that type of movie. So we watched that. We literally just watched Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, nice.
Just like an hour before this. So
that's one that I've been wanting to see.
I recommend checking it out. I mean, if you like Guy Ritchie stuff, which I know you do because we've talked about it before, it's worth it. It's definitely it's got some opportunities. Yeah, but I mean, it's worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, I also am a huge fan of Henry Cavill and Alan Richardson. So
Alan's character is amazing.
it just, I'm so excited to see it. But Yes.
Anything new that's coming out that you're excited about besides Deadpool, Wolverine?
Oh crap! What did I just see that comes out on the 9th? My wife and I were talking about it. Um, Here, I'll look it up real quick.
Well,
I,
I will. I just found out, like maybe an hour ago, that the second season for Hit Monkey is on Hulu right now. Not only that first season. So if you haven't seen Hit Monkey, or you want to watch the first season before second season, both are streaming right now on Hulu if you have Hulu.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the first season. It was fun.
Yeah, I think I watched part of it, but I like trailed off at one point, and I need to go back and pick it up again. I remember thinking it was cool though. So.
oh, Borderlands. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So that comes out on August 9th. So, I mean, I've played all the games extensively. So it's one where I think people are going to have a problem with it though, because it doesn't seem to follow any of the video games super close.
Okay.
Like I think people want an exact remake of the video games.
Like
and
Halo.
you're not gonna get that, I think, out of a 2-hour movie. Now, in an 8-hour series, I think that's doable. But in a 2-hour movie, they're just not gonna get that. But the characters look to be like Claptrap, Krieg, and Lilith and Tiny Tina all look to be pretty close to what you get in the game. And I mean, if you've never seen anything with Tiny Tina in it, like, you guys need to go to YouTube and look up Tiny Tina from Borderlands and just watch a video with her, because she's a little like 11-year-old psychopath, and it's amazing. She's one of my favorite video game characters.
So, I'm not familiar with that at all.
Yeah, me either. Would you agree or disagree with this comment? I think the casting is all wrong for Borderlands.
I think they could have done a better job casting.
Yeah.
Because what's her face that played Galadriel in the Lord of the Rings is Lilith. Really, to me, it should have been somebody probably younger, because she doesn't look anything like Lilith's part. I think they got Krieg good because it's Florian Montanou or whatever, who was in Creed 2. He was Victor Drago. I think he's good. Jack Black is the voice of Claptrap, which is, I mean, he sounds really close to what Claptrap sound like in the game. I really have no idea about Kevin Hart. I mean, there's soldier characters in in the first game, I think, but I don't remember them that closely to know exactly if it's supposed to be a character that's been in the game or not. But I mean, if it's just wild and crazy, I'm good with it, because Borderlands is just one of those series of games that's totally out of control.
Yeah. Well, and I saw I don't know, there were mixed reviews for Fallout. So, but it struck me as very similar to Fallout.
Oh, it captured the feel and like the ambiance of the game and all that.
Uh-huh.
And really, I didn't have many issues with it at all, except I didn't like what they did with the Brotherhood of the Steel. Like, in the game, the Brotherhood of the Steel are supposed to be like this badass, like semi-religious group. They're the ones that wear the big metal power armor.
Okay.
And they just kind of turned them into pussies in the show, or at least the ones you got to meet. And I mean, what's his face? God, I can't remember. Michael Rappaport is one.
Mm-hmm. And
he just, like, the way they played that character made him just seem like a big old puss. And I was like, this isn't how I picture the Brotherhood of Steel. But everything else about the show I thought was great. Like Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I love him anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
But my mom says she couldn't get into it. She didn't finish watching it. I think
now,
something.
Pam, we've talked about this. You gotta watch it. You gotta stick with it. Like, this is I won't say it's on the level of Shogun, but you just gotta let it play out, and you'll end up liking it at the end. Come on,
What
you
is
can
this?
trust Airy.
What is the streaming on?
Prime.
Yeah, is a Prime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have Prime.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was something. Oh, okay. So I recently rewatched. You are more demanding than my son. Yeah. Well,
apparently my name's changed too.
that's just a typo.
Typo.
But yeah.
Autocorrect gets us all.
Oh, that couldn't have happened at a perfect time. More perfect time either.
Barry cares.
Yep.
Oh boy, but yeah,
just
I mean,
created a new persona for him.
My 200th personality.
Right.
Your mom just won a free prize. My 200th personality.
Oh boy. So yeah, let me think here. I just recently rewatched Jungle Book.
Which one?
The one from like the 90s with Jason Scott Lee and Laura Headley and Sam Neill.
I only remember
and,
the original
Carrie
and
Yule.
the live action. There's another version.
Yeah, it's a live action. Yeah.
So there are the newest live action, or are we talking, because there's two different live actions? There's an older one, like way older.
Yeah, there's an
not as old
one.
Okay.
From the 1960s.
Okay.
But then there's a newer one from like the 1990s. That I think this was 1994 or 1996. Okay. That is the one I'm talking about.
The
newest Jungle Book.
Action. Yeah.
No. Well, the newest one is. Well, it has. I don't know if that's actual people or not.
Because
it has
you have 1994.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we opened up a can of worms on this one.
wasn't there literally like a live action one where they CGI'd all the animals?
Yes,
that's
the newest one from Disney. Has Idris Elba in it.
Yeah.
It's
not even on the list.
By Jon Favreau, I believe.
Oh, never mind. It's up top. Yeah, 2016.
Okay, wait. So you watched the one from the 90s?
Yes.
Okay.
I never even knew this existed. Well, I probably did, but yeah.
I have it on VHS.
I'm looking at the cover. I remember this now.
Yeah. But
okay.
So Jason Scott Lee is just so wonderful in this. And I loved him in this, and I loved him in Dragon, the sort of autobiography of
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
I got you.
I can't speak.
I got you.
Yeah. But anyway, so I loved him in both of those movies, and I was just like, man, what has he been into recently? So I typed into IMDb to see what exactly he's been in, and I just found another movie that he's been in. He was in. First of all, I didn't know he was in Back to the Future 2.
Yeah, I just saw that.
I didn't realize that. And I don't remember Mulan a whole lot. The people Mulan. But he was in that. But there's something called Crouching Tiger,
Hidden Dragon.
Sword of Destiny.
Oh, never mind.
Nope, never heard of that.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
Oh,
Gary and I went straight to Dragon.
No, it's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny. So it's part of that same universe as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Right.
Such a boring movie. Ugh.
Well, when I saw that, I was just like, that made me interested. I'm like, and it came out in 2016, and I was like, huh. interesting. I might have to watch that at some point. But I mean, this has a ton of people in it. A lot of people from the Warrior TV series. It has, well, it has Donnie Yen, who was in Star Wars, and he was also, well, actually, no,
He's
he was in
John Wick, the newest John Wick.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, John Wick. He was Michelle Yeoh, however you say her name. She's in it. Who's in the movie where Everything All at Once, I think it was called.
Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah. 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 I'm sure there's several others that are in this as well, but anyway, so that got me started. I went down this rabbit hole where I saw that movie, and I was just watching it just because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I was just surfing around on my buddy's Plex server and found it, and then my kids saw me watching it, and they were like, "Oh, can we watch that? I haven't seen this in so long," and so I ended up watching it again today with them. So yeah, so then I deep into the Jason Scott Lee right now. I feel the urge, the calling to go watch Dragon again because I just love that movie. But yeah, I digress. I have other suggestions for movies tonight. Not necessarily Crouching Tiger, Hidden Pinky Boo or whatever. Hidden Dong.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Nope. We're not that kind of show.
Because you said you didn't like that movie, and I don't even remember the first Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I remember it was around the time of The Matrix, and people were like, floating and flying. And
it was one of the
one
of the early movies to use the whole like fighting style where everybody's cabled.
Yeah.
And they're like floating around and everything.
Yeah.
Like it was big on that.
Yeah.
What was it? Chow Yun Fat
Yes.
or whatever his name was.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I went and watched it when it came out. I think it was subtitles only when it first came out. I think.
Yeah. I believe you're right. Yeah.
And so, I mean, it was kind of out there at the time, like as far as a martial arts movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's still probably kind of out there, though, I would say.
So I'm used to seeing the whole fight scenes while they're hooked to cables and floating on the treetops and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's nothing new to me. That's an old gimmick that they use in, Asian cinema. It was, brought kind of to the forefront of Western cinema in that movie because a lot of the populace just weren't exposed to that type of stuff unless you were already into Asian cinema. So it kind of made a big deal. It made waves because of, the way it was shot and all that kind of stuff, the scenery. It was unfamiliar to a lot of people here.
Right.
So I did not enjoy it all that much. I thought it was a bore. If I'm being completely frank.
Well, it kind of falls into that category where people like a movie will get a lot of critical acclaim because it's a beautiful movie.
Right.
Then it lacks story, character development, all of those pieces.
A lot of people like the movie Underworld, and I fell asleep. So I don't know. I'm not.
I liked Underworld.
I'm not into it.
Based off some of your ratings last week, we know you marched to a beat of a different drummer. So.
Oh boy, do I ever! And that drummer is loud.
Oh boy,
and quite offbeat. Yeah, no. Okay, what movie do we want to start with? What are we getting into first?
You want to start with Hercules?
Yeah,
or Mad Max. It don't matter.
Either one, I'm good to go.
All right. We'll do Mad Max.
Okay.
And then come back to an actual good movie.
All right, guys. I'm signing off for the night. I'm signing off for the night. For that, you have to go first.
Yeah, start us off. What's your problem, man?
Okay. All right, so I'll add this to stage. All right. So we are the unofficial representatives of the Mountain Dew Baja Blast 5-star rating system. Let that be known. Unofficial, official, officially unofficial. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're the unofficially official Baja Blast. Smoke them if you got them. Edition. But yeah, so all right, so let me actually start with what Pumaira said about this. I wrote it down. She's on a side quest. So she rated this as a 2. Disappointing, mediocre, uninteresting, soulless.
We need to rewrite this in our own words.
Yeah, well, eventually, but I feel like this is a good
This is ADHD theater starter pack.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it has our unofficial official logo down here. We're a work in progress, as is the stream anyway. So,
it's going to be a work in progress because I'm about to burn it down.
Burn what down? The podcast?
The whole stream. The whole stream.
Oh boy. Anyway, so she rated it as a 2. And I can understand where she's coming from, because we sat there trying to watch this and we're like, do you even know what this is about? And I'm like, well, it said it was about a police officer who's going after a cop killer, and that I didn't feel like that was really sold. It for me, it picked up like when all of a sudden he's avenging his, I don't know, girlfriend and son that was like killed. For that, it picked up for me because it's like, okay, now I'm invested. I believe he's invested, because I didn't believe that he was invested at all when he was just after them because they killed that dude who's had a gimp leg or whatever. It's just like, okay. I mean,
Gary's just ready to tear into it.
No, I actually thought that was funny. The gimp leg. Oh man.
Did he not have a gimp leg though?
Yeah, it's jacked up.
Yeah. Okay. So I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, because he had that accident in that first chase scene because he was on a motorcycle. What was the character's name again? It's like
Goose.
Goose. Yeah.
I want to say it was Goose.
Goose is loose.
Jim Goose.
Yeah. So for me, it's just, it felt like, okay, here's another Goose, avenge Goose type thing, because we had that in Top Gun and whatnot, and it's just like I wasn't really believing it. It wasn't until like those creepy ass dudes followed them back from their vacation and like started like stalking them and hunting them down, and it's just like, okay, now you're going too far and I'm invested. I want to see you freaking die right now. Like that was the line. It was just like, yeah, for me, it wasn't so much with his friend dying, which I don't think they did a good job at selling how significant that character was to him, because they told instead of showed. And that's something in writing. You're not supposed to show. You're supposed to tell, not show. No, I said that wrong. You're supposed to show, not tell. So it's kind of a tightrope walk when you're trying to unload exposition and backstory, things like that for a story. So it's like it's better told in flashbacks and different various methods along that way. So that's something, in writing school you're taught like hardcore, like really hardcore. And it's just like, if something happened, it needs to start at that inciting incident in order for you to fully grasp what was happening, which I don't feel like it did. But Zombie, you said that it started with that first accident.
What? No.
He got the gimp leg in the first accident.
Yeah, like he didn't really, because he had a cast on because he busted his leg when he in that
wiped out on the motorcycle.
Kind of the opening scene, where they show the Knight Rider being pursued by the other the two doofus partners.
Yeah,
and then and then Goose starts in because he's on the motorcycle. He's a more mobile unit or whatever, so he's following along, and he's still in. Haven't passed Max yet, so they come into that small little town, where the one I don't know, RV or whatever gets stuck in the road and causes that big accident. Goose ends up having that accident right then and there, and they show him, wiping out, and then after that is when they show him he's got a cast on and everything.
Okay,
so
yeah, that must
it's implied. It's implied that that's he got into an accident, he injured himself, and
I mean,
because he gets into another accident again later,
right? So
that's way later. That's after he heals.
Right. So I don't know. That must be the one I was thinking of,
because he gets thrown off the bike.
Yeah, I don't know. I must have had that confused at some point.
Like, that's not how that would happen, by the way. Your rear tire on your motorcycle locks up. You're not getting launched off forward. I don't care how fast you're going. You don't get launched 100 feet forward and the bike goes flying with you.
Right.
Like, that's not how that works.
But anyway, so there was a lot of that. And I feel like it felt very 1970s, where, we watched another movie on ADHD Theater. I cannot remember the name though. It was a bicycle. It was a motorcycle movie. But that was back when Kurt was around with us, and we were watching that, and I forget what it's called. I don't know. It wasn't the Grease Lightning, or
no,
I don't know, something like that. It was something weird. If you just look, I could probably tell you.
I don't remember the name of it either.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for the life of me, I can't remember. But so it had that feel where it was very. It didn't have the kind of stakes that you're used to in movies nowadays, because it was just sort of a laid back podunk type town that they're passing through, and it's just like, oh, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden shit hits the fan, and then it's like, oh crap, I guess I need to do something about this. So it steps it up. But again, so I feel like that's definitely where it didn't quite hold our interest. We were like watching the time tick by on our watch, because plus it was late, and it's like we knew we had to get up for Deadpool today, and it's just like, man, I'd rather be watching Deadpool right now, but instead we're watching this for ADHD
Y'all put
Theater.
That one off late.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the first chance we had to watch it because she's been at work all, every day. So it was just like, okay, well, hey, are we going to watch this or should I watch it without you? And she's like, no, we'll watch it tonight. And so we got home and we're trying to watch it. And it's just like, it's like tick, 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 tick. So it felt very heavy in regards to that passing of time, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I would probably, let me look at the chart again. Add. Okay. I would probably maybe do 2.5 to 3 stars because I don't know. I'm more interested to see, like, I want to get through this movie so that way it might make sense for Fury Road and the newest one, Furiosa. Yeah, so I'm invested in watching these movies because hopefully, 1, they'll get better. Hopefully, 2, it'll make sense when I get to the movies I actually want to watch. So
let me tell us how you really feel there, Dustin.
I'm just saying, like, I was very
we're letting the
But
geyser build. We're containing the pressure right now.
Okay. So do you want to go next or do you want me to go?
Oh no, I'll go last.
Okay. So I mean, Dustin, if that's okay. So we're gonna go right into the rating. Okay. For me, I would probably say I would probably give it 3.5 stars. So and the reason why out of the original trilogy here, because it is, this is probably the least exciting one.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think this is Australian cinema here. It's not an Americanized disaster movie by any means. But the way it's executed for the time, it's very 70s. It's got the car chases and the car stunts and explosions and that type of stuff in it. If you've watched any type of TV show from the 70s in America, that it's very prominent, very heavy in those shows, and it's featured here in this movie. There's a lot of this movie, because it's been a while since I've seen it, there's a lot of this movie that I'd forgotten, and in certain key moments I do remember, like, oh yeah, I do remember that. I know, okay, this is coming. I know this is going to happen. So this movie kind of starts with kind of that end of the world type of situation where it's kind of building up to that. You see this biker gang, and they don't give a shit about anything. Their leader, Toe Cutter, is off his rocker. He's got a few screws loose. He's missing a few marbles. He's out there, and he is quite the character, I'll say. And his little merry band of misfits that follow him are just as nutballs.
Yeah.
They are a menace. They are absolutely a menace. And the movie starts out as such. You've got a high-speed car chase right out of the gate. And the guy screaming, "I am the Knight Rider. Toe Cutter knows me. He knows who I am." And we're later introduced to this Toe Cutter character. And I actually know a guy in real life that reminds me of him. He looks like him. I'm like, holy crap. So, but no, and like I said, it starts out with this high-speed car chase. Knight Rider and his side chick is giving the people in hot pursuit a little bit of trouble. You got the two kind of bumbling idiot partners, and they can't quite keep up or whatever. And then Goose comes in to join the chase. And all the while, we see this one guy just kind of, cameras just shooting the back of his head. And he's just kind of sitting there on the side of the road. It's like, okay, yeah, here's Mr. Billy Badass of the movie. He's by himself. He don't have a partner in his car. Like, okay, okay, we'll see where this goes. And he's just patiently waiting for them to catch up to him. So as I'm watching this opening scene and I'm looking at their cars and I see MFP, I'm like, what is MFP? What does that mean? And I'm like, motherfucking police.
Yeah.
It's like, no. It's like Main Force Patrol or something like
Right.
that. Motherfucking police is what popped in my head.
Right.
Like,
That's
hell
the exact
yeah.
thing that I was thinking.
So no. At this point in the movie, I will go back. I think it was last week. I thought the apocalypse had already started, but no, this is pre-apocalypse. If you're familiar with what is it, Mad Max, Road Warrior, and then Beyond the Thunderdome is the third movie. Those are post-apocalypse. This is pre-apocalypse. It's like it's about to go down. And everything is nasty, everything is dingy, everything is dirty. In their HQ, you can see in the office space, there's like piles of dirt that's been just kind of pushed off into the corner and refuse kind of all over the place. They've got a motor pool where, their main mechanic, he's putting pieces from, this and that together to make the cars run and all that kind of stuff. So it's got a very like, okay, it's modern, but something's definitely up.
Yeah.
Something's wrong here. And it's like they tap dance around that through the whole movie. And I can get where you're coming from. You're kind of like me, how Push was. It just kind of went on and droned on forever. So I get where you're coming from on that, Dustin. But it does have some high points into it. We're introduced to Max's family. He's got something to lose.
Right.
He's not infallible. He does make mistakes, and they show that. There's points in the movie where they have a kid. We see him in their home, and then they go places, and you're like, "Where's the kid? Where'd the kid go? Where's the kid?" Yeah. Until it finally happens in the movie, and the mom is like, "Where's my kid? This horrible thing just happened. Where is my kid now?" It's like, thank you. As a parent myself, I feel a bit validated by that. It's like, where the hell is your kid? Right. But no, yeah, I understand why they left that moment in that movie to show, like this is the hero of this story. Every great hero has some turning point in their life, some great loss. So I get why they didn't do it in the beginning of the film, and they waited until that kind of second half or last quarter of the film, and then shit really got real for him.
Yeah,
I can understand him, the feeling of I could have been there for my buddy Goose. He got burnt up. He's not gonna make it. I can understand, okay, yeah, I got to find these guys. But then they went after his family. It's like, okay, yeah, now you're mine.
Right.
Which, I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you messing with me is one thing. I got people messing with me every day I leave my house. I can deal with that because I can give just as much as I can take. But when you mess with mine, when you mess with my family or people that I care about, no. Yeah, you don't do that.
Exactly.
So for me, it wasn't a bad movie. It's a good piece of a bigger whole.
Right.
And I think to get that, you have to watch those three, first movies before you even get to, what is it, Fury Road or whatever, and then Furiosa.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Furiosa, it tells the origin story of the character of Furiosa from Fury Road.
Right.
Because she's supposed to be younger in that movie. So it's a bit of a jump forward and then kind of a pull back. Let's learn about her.
Right.
Which there's theories, and I think it's fun, but I don't think this is what it's supposed to be, because in the newer movies, of course, Mel Gibson doesn't play Mad Max. But there's a fan theory that I kind of chuckled about, and I'm like, that would be kind of cool, if that was the case, where the feral kid from the second movie grew up and is the new Max in Furiosa and in Fury Road. I don't know. Well, maybe he's not in Furiosa. I don't know. I haven't seen Furiosa. I'm sorry.
It's just Fury Road.
Okay, in Fury Road. Because he's got that little music box. So in the second movie, Max comes across a wrecked scene, and he fishes this little music box that plays Happy Birthday, and kind of sticks in his pocket, goes about his business, and he goes to, this. He ends up coming across the gyro copter guy, and they mix it up a little bit, and then they come across that refinery encampment. So there's this little feral kid that lives there, and he ends up giving that music box to the feral kid. That's literally what they call him, the feral kid or whatever. So there's a theory that feral kid grew up and became the next Max, which I don't think that's the case, because it's seen in Fury Road. Mad Max has that music box. So how could he have it if he gave it away? So I don't know. There's plot holes in all of them, but I did watch the second one and the third one. Y'all know me. I didn't get to make it to Fury Road or Furiosa. I just ran out of time this week. Yeah. But these movies, so you start with Mad Max, the first one from 1979, I believe.
Yes.
They get bigger as the movie, the story progresses. Like, it gets bigger and more grandiose. Like, okay, yeah, the second one's bigger than the first movie. There's a little more action. There's a little more high stakes in it. And then you get to the third one, and it's bigger than the second one. There's more stuff going on. And, you get to see, how the apocalypse has progressed and what people are doing to deal with it and everything. And then you get to Fury Road, and you're like, holy crap. But yeah, it's a must watch. If you're going to watch the first one, you've got to do the second and third one at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly why I am so tolerant, and that's why I'm saying, okay, it probably deserves another star at least.
Yeah.
So
this is one of those movie sets
building blocks.
I mean, usually you get that first movie and it's so great, and then the sequels just don't live up to the first one. Well, this is kind of backwards, even though it's forwards. They get better as you go. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it anyway. So go ahead, Derry, unleash hell.
Well, I wouldn't say unleash hell, but I mean, because Dustin had some really good points in there. This is, to me, is a very good example.
I hope so.
This is a very good example of, I think, when you watch a movie in your life, makes a significant difference on how you view that movie.
Right.
So I probably watched this movie for the first time somewhere around 1990. So we were nowhere near as far removed from the special effects stuff of the time period, all that. Plus, we were huge into Dirty Harry movies and all kinds of other stuff. So very practical style movies, because, I mean, in the 70s, they didn't have much to work with unless you were a visionary like George Lucas. I mean, he was making starships that actually looked real and shit out of trash, but it's hard to, it's hard to make like high-speed car chases interesting to people from today. Well, you made it back in 1979. You just couldn't do that. So, like, they used the whole gimmick of like speeding the cars up and everything, which
speeding the
George
film
Miller he uses in the modern movies, like in Fury Road and Furiosa. He does that, uses that same effect again to provide the continuation. But so this one for me, it's pretty much what Zombie said. It's a piece of a whole. It's hard for me to separate it out.
Right.
I think,
as evidence, because we've spent like a majority of this podcast talking about the other movies.
It's about 30 minutes so far with this, because we did like pre-show talk.
Yeah, I know. Still,
but I think this movie it is slow.
Yeah.
Like, it's a slow burn at the beginning. Like that's where it loses a lot of people, but it picks up steam in the first third of the movie for me is pretty slow. I mean, it starts off with a bang, but then it lulls a little bit. But I mean, it is Australian cinema from the late 70s. They weren't working with, an atomic bomb here, guys. But
very practical effects, like you said.
Yeah, and they were into the style of movies back then, these long-winded scenes. But once it starts to pick up speed, basically once they attack her at that store and the one dude loses his hand, it's game on from that point. And it builds up to a final conclusion. It just gets more and more exciting to me from that point on. And I mean, it's your quintessential revenge story. But I would probably put it at 3.5 to 4 for me, because this is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and it jump starts the whole movement of that movie or that franchise. But a lot of that's going to be affected by what comes after it. The Road Warrior, to me, is one of the best action movies of the 1980s. It's just a great movie. And one thing to keep in mind too with this movie is its budget was $300,000. That's what they were working with. It made $9 million. So people be like, "Oh, a $9 million movie."
Most of that was probably spent on the cars.
Yeah, exactly. Which the 1973 Ford Falcon, the V8 Interceptor, is one of the coolest cars to me ever. One of the coolest muscle cars. But I mean, it was huge. It catapulted Mel Gibson to fame. The second one is still an Australian movie. So the first and second one were done by Australian production companies. And then beyond Thunderdome, it transitioned to Warner Brothers, but it was Warner Brothers UK was in charge of it. But that's where you start to see big stars like Tina Turner's added to the movie and that stuff. So Beyond Thunderdome has even a different feel. It has more of a Hollywood feel versus the Road Warrior. So but yeah, I mean this is always going to be a movie that I hold in high regard, just because I watched it when I was young, and it sets up one of my favorite worlds, this whole post-apocalyptic Mad Max world. I mean, you guys know I'm obsessed with Mad Max. Hell, I had a Facebook group called Thunderdome for 2 days until everybody burned it down to the ground. So
hey, true to form. I mean,
it took 2 days, but yeah. So I mean, we can sit here and beat this dead horse all we want, but it's always going to be one. I would put the Road Warrior as 4 to 4.5 stars.
Second.
I mean, yeah. And people will watch it and be like, "Oh my god, the costumes are corny and all this stuff." Hey, it's 1982.
Yeah.
Right. There's always this joke with the memes about, because I live here in Louisiana and we get hurricanes and everything. So we lose, utilities. We lose power, water, access to clean, fresh water and gasoline. Sometimes there's always the memes that float around, how long before we start
guzzling, not gasoline, guzzling.
How long before we start dressing and acting like this, and then they show the people with their, post-apocalyptic cars and costumes and stuff. So come try it.
Yeah, so Casey's from northern Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, he tries to tell me that there's corn and shit there. We know Louisiana's just a big swamp. He's like, "Oh yeah, we got corn and soybeans and all this shit." And I'm like, "No, you don't. It's a fucking swamp, bro. It's Louisiana."
That's just the lower half of the state.
Don't jump on his side, zombie. Don't do it.
No. we we have shoes here too. Damn it.
Oh goodness.
Okay, so
Okay,
we've effectively
that's-
used an entire hour
Gators are there
to get through Mad Max.
Gators
Yeah,
are
I
here, and
I
they
went a
are
little,
delicious.
I went a little long-winded on my.
It well, it was
explanation.
controversial, apparently. So more controversial than I planned on it being. So
So okay, let's move on to Hercules. So
Hercules.
so I'd never seen this movie before, so the whole thing was new to me. I knew about
See
it.
ya.
Yep. Good night. I just never watched it, so I didn't really know what to expect from this movie.
Yeah.
So, I'll kick this one off myself. So I appreciated the fact that. So everybody knows the legend of Hercules and all that kind of stuff. It's super strength. He's half mortal, half god, all that kind of stuff. And they touch on this in the movie, but through the whole movie, to me, it felt like, is he or isn't he? Like,
Right.
is it like yeah, okay, this is
But
Hercules.
it was
And
embellished.
Yeah,
Like-
his buddies were with him, and you've got that,
Mhm.
the bard type of record keeper where, he tells the tall tale stories and all that kind of stuff. But then there's things that happen, and you're kind of like, well, wait a minute. Now, does he really have super strength? Because how could he do that if he didn't, sort of thing,
Right.
So they kind of go through and debunk all of these myths, like this army's
Mhm.
got demons, and it's just a bunch of guys painted green with tattoos and they scream. That's it, So
Mhm.
no, those are just people, or Cerberus like they did, or the centaurs, It's like, okay. So at first you're like, wait a minute. Is it really, are they do? And then it turns out it's like, oh, okay, yeah. So they kind of go around debunking all this stuff, but at the same time, they keep spreading the tall tales. I liked that part about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. This is different. I like it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'll say, what was your rating for this?
I'd probably go with 4. It was entertaining enough to keep me engaged to where I watched most of this one. Could it have been better? Yeah. There's some things that I was kind of like, okay, that's kind of, no, I probably wouldn't have went that direction. But for the most part, it was I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so Pumaira rated this a 3.5.
Okay.
Very good,
okay.
interesting
3.5.
concept, execution, evoking. Yeah. I would say that too, but I would probably give it a 4. Because I don't know, there's just something about it. I did enjoy the whole, there was just that little extra bit, like it made you want a little bit more, like, okay, is he really, super strength or whatever? Because I mean, he was pounding people and they were just completely obliterated, and it's just like, dude.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, he was a big dude too. There wasn't really anybody there as big as he was, like size wise.
right. Well, and exactly. So it's one of those things, like, I don't know, because you see The Rock nowadays, and it's like, I don't know, can he really do all this stuff? But Pumaira pointed out that she liked how he's played 2 demigods, both in Maui and Hercules. So she thought that was pretty cool. And yeah.
Yeah, lined up. There we go. Look, now I'm The Rock.
And you
Still got
smell
it.
The Rock is cooking. But yeah. And I mean, just the way he like completely obliterated those pillars and whatever those statues and shit at the end was just like, dude, I don't know if he can actually do that, but that is impressive. So
the one thing that that kind of took me back a bit was during that scene where they went to that village to try and save those people with all the green guys in it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That first one that ran up, I don't know if I looked away to the lead up to that punch, and then you see the guy, he's laid out and it's got like an arrowhead sticking out of his head. Did he plant that arrowhead there, or did what's her name behind him shoot?
Right.
And
that's something I don't know either.
Because there was no it was just like the arrowhead and like the very piece of the stick that it was connected to.
I'm pretty sure he had like picked up an arrow at one point and broke the head off of it, like leading up to that scene. And then he actually punches it into the dude's head.
Yeah. Okay, that's the
if
part
I
that
remember
I missed.
correctly. Yeah,
that's the part I didn't catch. So that is what kind of stuck at me. Like, where the hell did that come from? And then it shows her behind him, and I'm like, did she shoot him?
Yeah,
I don't get it. I missed something.
I was wondering the same thing. I was just like, oh, so that's how she makes everything
seem like
fall around, like seem supernatural, because he's literally knocking them out, but she's shooting them.
Yeah,
as an assist type. So I don't know.
I think I remember, and I might be getting movies might be bleeding together here. Even though, because I watched this literally right after we got off the show last week. Because if you guys couldn't tell by my excitement, like, I like this movie.
Yeah.
And this movie to me is a great example of a movie that's fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself too seriously. Exactly what Zombie said with the whole like misdirection around, is he really do these great feats or whatever, but then they're playing into it as a group. Like, I find all that to be just a really fun concept. There is one scene in this movie that makes the entire movie for me, and it's the scene where Ian McShane holds out his arms.
Yeah.
And he's ready to die. And the Rock snatches the spear out of the air and then turns around and throws it and kills the dude.
Yeah.
Like, just that whole interaction there, that one scene makes the entire movie for me. Because like Ian McShane is so like just deflated.
Like, I know what day I'm gonna die and all that stuff.
Like, he's just ready for it.
Yeah. I kept waiting for him to call Hercules a cocksucker. I'm like, say it.
Oh yeah.
Say it.
That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. But I mean, The Rock looks a lot cooler with hair. I'm telling you right now. Like he's not the depiction like that you would normally see a Hercules. Like, if you look at the movie about the same time, Legend of Hercules, Helen Lutz is Hercules, and he's, the white dude, short hair. Like you see most depictions of Hercules, where The Rock probably looks closer to what Hercules actually would have looked like from the part of the world that they're in. So I think this movie's really fun. I do think our star system, we are going to have to do a little bit of work around it. Go to the page with the ratings, because like 4 stars is probably where this would rate for me personally, but I really don't think it's enlightening or a memorable achievement. But god damn it, it's enjoyable. Some movies, it's kind of like a dichotomy of how much fun is it versus like originality or how smart it is, or there's something there probably where you could do like quadrants or something. Not that we need to get overly scientific with this, but like something doesn't have to be earth-shattering for me to give it.
We're going to have a string theory diagram for the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, these are just guidelines. So, I mean, if it for me, if it meets anything like good, interesting concept, execution, or had some sort of eye-opening moment, that I think, I think that's a good thing. Like, these are just examples of things that to get the conversation rolling, I think.
Yeah. Because
so
a lot of
we'll
my
come up
favorite
with our own
movies probably aren't what critics would say are like groundbreaking, earth-shattering movies. They're just ones I really fucking like to watch.
Yeah.
And they're fun, and they get me out of the real world, and like I forget my problems for 90 minutes to 2.5 hours. Or if it's a Zack Snyder movie, 6 hours.
Which, by the way, they are releasing the Red Band, the R-rated Zack Snyder movies this summer. The
Rebel Moon.
1 and 2.
Full director's cut.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that'll be cool.
Which we know all the Zack Snyder haters will be like, oh my god, the movie wasn't good. Director's cut. Go back to your Marvel trash and leave me the hell alone.
Right.
Like, go watch Doctor Strange 2. Go watch Thor: Love and Thunder. Go watch the stupid ass Disney Plus series. Like, Marvel and Star Wars, put them in a bag, shit in it, and then light it on fire. That's pretty much what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I want to backtrack because I wanted to jump in on when you were talking about how you liked the casting for Dwayne Johnson for Hercules. That to me was the same way that I felt about Jason Momoa when they cast him as Conan. Like, that was an excellent choice, because if you go back and look at some of like the comics and stuff, Jason Momoa looks closer to that than Arnold ever did.
Yep.
So,
right. Well, this movie gives me Conan vibes, the Jason Momoa Conan, which is another movie that I enjoy the hell out of.
Yeah.
I've never actually watched all the way through.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I actually really liked it. Plus, you get to see Rachel Nichols topless, so I mean,
they didn't give it a chance.
Not going to complain about that.
These were the Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan lovers that hated that movie. Like, y'all didn't even give it a chance. You just wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger, so you automatically didn't like it.
I mean, and I grew up on Schwarzenegger Conan.
I did too.
Loved those movies when I was a kid. I liked Red Sonja when I was a kid. Mainly because I thought Bridget Nielsen was incredibly hot back in the 80s. I mean, I liked all three of those movies, but, I thought Jason Momoa's Conan was actually a more original idea that fits the comics better.
Right. Agreed.
Yep. Actually, like I said, I haven't ever completely watched that. I've started it, but I never finished it.
I mean, Ron Perlman, what more can you ask for?
Yeah.
Steven, whatever his name is. Is it Steven Jackson? The dude from Avatar, like the bad guy in the first Avatar.
Oh.
He's like the old dude that's really jacked all the time.
Yeah.
Steven something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's Jackson, but it is Steven something, yeah.
I will say though, before this movie came out and I saw The Rock was playing Hercules, I literally thought it'd be the stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And then I think I waited until this was out to rent or something at the time. And either that or I pirated it off the internet. And when I watched it, it was one of those movies, like when I watched it, I was just like, holy shit, this is like good.
Right.
Like, and not just, it beat my expectations because I had none. It was like, I was actually like, man, this is really fun and enjoyable.
Right.
And I think that this movie suffered from that. Like, people saw it and they're like, why did they cast him in that role? So they didn't really give it a chance.
Yep.
Yeah.
They went into it predisposed to, this is gonna suck.
Yeah. People were hung up on either Arnold Schwarzenegger or Kevin Sorbo, like still sticking with that child, but I don't know. I get it, but
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. So but I also remember hearing that it was trash. But when I watched it, I was just like, what?
Yeah, I
This
mean,
was great.
are you really going to listen to those people?
Right.
Yeah, it was technically a flop in the United States and Canada, but then it ended up almost tripling its budget worldwide. So, but this is what pisses me off about the movie industry now
Mhm.
is everything's got to be $1 billion movie.
Mhm.
And now that we've had so many of them, now they're overthinking it.
Yep.
And there's lots of great stories out there that would require minimum budget. And if you just make it and focus on the character development, you would have a great movie. But nope,
Yeah.
we got to continue to try to pump $200 and $300 million budgets to try to get $1 billion franchise, and it just isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
No. Spend the money on good writers, develop a good story, and then build from there. Don't worry about how much budget do we have for, what's our CGI budget. Don't worry about that. Worry about creating your good story first.
Yep.
Yeah, and spend the money to find actors who actually fit the character
Yes.
versus just hiring a popular actor.
Yeah. Don't bend the role to fit, one particular person that you've got in mind.
Yep.
I hate that. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we should get down to picking movies for next week.
Yeah. All right. So let's see.
I have no ideas this week. I didn't look at anything.
Okay.
So.
All right. Dustin, you said you have a list. I've got one picked out. Since you're looking up.
Throw yours out there. Throw yours out there first.
So mine, I'm like, as usual, I'm just scrolling through Tubi and everything. And so there's a movie called Corrective Measures. It's a Tubi original. It says, as tension rise among supervillain inmates and corrupt staff, the march towards anarchy begins in the world's most dangerous maximum security prison. And it looks like it has Bruce Willis and Michael Rooker in it.
Oh, okay.
So couple of big names there. It caught my attention. I'm like, okay, yeah, super villain prison movie. Why not?
What's it called?
It's called Corrective Measures.
Oh. And in Spanish, it's Medidas Correctivas. Like when you look it up on Tubi, the Spanish version's right next to it.
So that's my pick for next week. You can expect my selections kind of moving forward to be leaning a little more towards the darker side of stories as we get closer and closer to
Halloween,
October and Halloween.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
I'm keeping it light right now for you.
Oh, I'll be full bore September and October. I want to see blood and guts.
God, I'm already scouting ahead. I'm going, oh, I gotta save this one. I gotta save that one.
Absolutely 100% Teen Wolf.
Well, no, that's just something that popped in. But I was actually thinking this movie let's see. How do I click on it? And then, this should play the trailer. Or is this playing the movie?
That's playing the movie.
Yeah.
That's the movie. Yeah, don't do that.
It's called The Endless.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read the description of it.
Yeah. I had a thing that it would let me pull up.
Oh, start talking. What's this about?
So these two brothers apparently grow up in one of the end of days UFO death cults. So like Heaven's Gate-ish type thing, but it says they have to go back and re-examine their belief system after they escaped from this cult like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Huh.
So interesting. I'm really down for whatever, honestly. So
I mean, I'm currently watching. I'm in the middle of Stephen King's It. So
what, the original, the miniseries? Yeah.
no, the movie,
The new ones?
original movie. No. The what is it? The original movie.
It's not a movie. It wasn't a movie though. It was a TV miniseries.
Yeah.
Oh well, 3 hours and 8 minutes, whatever it is. I'm
Yeah,
watching
it was
I'm
split
halfway
up.
through
It was split up into episodes and aired on TV
okay.
originally.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It just says horror.
Yeah.
Mystery. It
Well,
doesn't say
it came
mystery.
out. It came out in video stores as like a double sleeve VHS.
Yeah.
Okay,
After that,
I
but
remember
yeah.
that. I
Mhm.
remember that because I kept looking. I'm like, wait, isn't there supposed to be like a second half to this or whatever? And
Mhm.
okay, so this is the collected
Yeah.
version of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's got like 5 days left. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll put
Which
that on while I'm working.
It's one where I like the original, like that series with Tim Curry, and I really enjoyed the new ones too. Like
Yes.
See, I haven't seen the new ones.
different. Oh, there we go for like coming up over the next few months. 'Cause
Yeah, no, save it.
that's what I'm saying is like as we get closer to Halloween. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I want some Texas Chainsaw of some type in there. And I don't even care if it's Next Generation with Matthew McConaughey. Like, I'll take some of that too.
Okay, so what was the name of that one? The Endless?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just endless. Also, I had
Endless or
another
The Endless?
movie here. Oh,
It's
can you hear
The
me?
Endless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's The Endless.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you have the list, so make sure we're right.
Okay, so I also have another movie here that says it's called Landlocked. Summoned to his soon-to-be demolished childhood home, Mason discovers a video camera that can see into the past, driving him to record as many memories as possible from before the doomed house is destroyed. And yeah, I don't really see anyone notable in it, but
Yeah, I didn't see anybody in the other one. It's starring 4 people with the last name Owens, and one of the actors. I wonder if it's like a cam movie or whatever.
yeah, found footage type.
Yeah, or oh yeah, it is.
Oh, so kind of Blair Witch vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I had on my list to watch.
All right, keep it for creepy time, all right?
I just clicked.
Oh, you cut out. Didn't hear a thing.
Oh, so I just clicked into a scene, like just on the bar, and it had to be middle of creepy time because the image that was on the screen, even though I just got like 5 seconds of it in the music, yeah, somebody was dying. I think.
Oh. Okay, so what are we picking?
So what was it you had suggested?
Mine was corrective measures.
Okay. Would you want to do that and the endless?
I'm good with it.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, if I could type.
I've never seen either one, so
Yeah, I don't think any of us have seen any of them, so I'll be prepared to shred. I mean, this one is literally got to be right before Bruce Willis went like vegetable on us. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
what
the
it was it
year.
2022?
Is that
I think that's what it was.
2022. Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Because he was jacked up most of last year.
Yeah.
And he did pass away, right?
No.
He's still alive?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's still
damn.
alive. He's just no longer
Able to speak. Okay.
speak or communicate.
This is probably going to be like the one year that I believed Morgan Freeman was dead for an entire year. But then movies kept coming out, and I was like, God damn it, this has got to be the last Morgan Freeman movie. I said something to my buddy, and he's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, Morgan Freeman died like a year ago, bro.
He's gonna finally kick the bucket. Nobody's gonna believe it. Like, oh no.
Well,
no.
it was an internet hoax apparently.
Yeah.
And I bid it hook, line, and sinker.
Morgan Freeman's like Kenny from South Park. He's always dying, and he's not really. He's back. He's not going. He's still around. He's not. Every year you get that Morgan Freeman passes away. You know, like no.
I never see Morgan Freeman. I never see him. Like when I see his face, I only see Azim.
Yes, me too.
He will always be Azim to me.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is the exact thing that runs through my head every single time. Without fail.
I just love that scene where he's like, he tells Duncan his name's Azim, and he's like, what is that?
Moorish.
Cornish? And he goes, Moorish. And all of a sudden Duncan goes, he can't see a thing, but he leans away from him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's like standing real close to. He gets up real close to him, and he's just like Moorish, and it's just like whoa. So not only did he sneak up on him, he's blind, and he just appeared out of nowhere, essentially, in his perspective, and he's right there. It's just like whoa.
There's a movie right there that's a masterpiece.
Yep,
masterpiece.
I would have to agree. I think it's, maybe we'll have to watch that. Oh shit. It's already like July, end of almost August. So yeah, I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe we'll watch that come summertime. And I'm just like, shit,
that's now
actually over.
Yeah.
No, we still got August to get through. It's still summer. Right. Well, it's summer here in Louisiana until January, okay? That's pretty much summer for us.
Yeah, well, I mean, when the whole state is one big swamp, you're just boiling all the time.
No.
I don't know. It was pretty chilly here today.
That must be why people were posting fall stuff on Facebook. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? It's 100 degrees outside down here.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? Fall's flirting with you. Shut up.
Well, between that and it feels like as soon as August rolls around, I have this like desire to dive into horror stuff. And it's just like, yes.
It's like how they set Halloween earlier and earlier and earlier every year, like at Lowe's.
Yeah.
Dustin, every year, he's going to be watching damn Halloween movies in like March next year.
I watch them year round, actually.
Yeah. Halloween is a way of life here in this household.
Yep. Well, when you're born on Halloween, I mean, it has to be a way of life.
Shut up.
You want to see my license?
I can't claim it. It sucks.
That's my day.
Yeah, some of us ain't that lucky.
I think you can still claim it. You can claim it in retrospect, because guess what? My birthday is April 1st. Nope, it's whatever
October 31st.
Yeah. And I'm the definition of a Scorpio too. So like just crazy, fucking manipulative, devious Scorpio. Right here.
That's okay. I do Christmas in July, my mom says.
I didn't see any of those like fall posts on Facebook today because those were probably in the cabal.
I don't know. I just, random stuff shows up in my feed because I'm all over the place. So
Yeah.
Mine's just all ads anymore.
Yeah.
Like, hey, join this group. Hey, join this page. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, log out.
Yeah.
All right. So we have our assignment. We'll meet back here next Friday for corrective measures and the endless.
Yep. And if you're feeling froggy, join us Monday nights at what is it, 8:00?
Yep, 8:00.
Did I get that right this time?
Yeah.
8 p.m. Monday nights. Here, same channel. For It's Frickin' Figures. We talk about
frickin' figures.
Toys. So, yeah, we have a
Excited
good
about
time
that.
with that, you know. And thank you to the Madness Network for allowing us to play in your sandbox. We are having a good time, I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, we haven't gotten kicked off yet, so
It's just a matter of time.
That's how I judge success. Have I been banned or not banned?
I think they like us. They really like us.
Oh man.
All right.
Cool.
Well, yes, we have our assignments. We'll see you next week or Monday. Either way, we're streaming twice a week now, so
Yep.
do it up. Tell your friends. In fact, go out there, find someone, and force them to join our network.
Whether it's at, knife point or whatever.
Yeah,
you
I
need
mean,
to do.
seriously. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The more memorable you make it.
We don't condone that type of behavior.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, no, we appreciate the follows, we appreciate the views.
Yep.
You know,
and thanks to the
it's
chat
all
for
good.
coming out and chatting with us.
Yep.
We enjoy that kind of stuff. And yes, let me cue up the music.